The most requested bagpipe.
Yeah, I did not do that one at the concert.
Video on YouTube.
Easily the most requested. Bye, sir. Oh, yeah, we're getting volume requests. I'm gonna crank us up. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop.
Checking.
Okay, it's about as loud as that's gonna go, kids.
Yeah, let us know if you're having trouble.
Sally's hard of hearing out there.
Yep.
Sorry, Sal. Sorry. All right. I guess I could start. I guess that's what I do right now, normally, isn't it?
Yeah, and typically right after we play the song.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome. Bienvenido. Bonjour. Welcome to the Chanaran Podcast, episode 186.
God, we're getting close.
Even though I forgot to change it on the show notes, 186. If you did not know, this is an explicit show. Oh, by the way, I'm Josh, and this is my bearded co-host, Mr. Andy Fucko.
That's me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck. All right.
Listeners can review the show on your podcast station of choice, and we also ask you to share with your friends. Let's get those listener numbers up. Come on,
people. We're back to work.
Yeah, you know some scumbag that likes Chanaran. Let's do it. You can send us emails, chanaran@gmail.com to be read, or voicemails, chanaran@gmail.com to be played on air. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or if you're Australian, Snapchat. Check out the Chanaran store, chanaran.com. Become a patron at patreon.com/chanaran. And last but not least, invite and share with your friends.
Whew, that was a lot.
Hey, Fusco.
Yes, Josh.
You know what really rumpa-pum-pums my little drummer boy?
What's that, Josh?
The efficacy with which we are crushing the podcast game so far in 2022.
I know. We're 2 weeks in and we're already
caught up.
Caught up.
We just had a phenomenal January happy hour Patreon sesh with the one and only Mr. F.U. Joe Brady himself.
We did, and a lot of people joined us, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it was kind of your standard of the 6 group. For those of you who missed it, missed the Zoom call, I did record it, assuming that recording worked correctly. We will post that to the Patreon patron accounts. So that you can watch it at your leisure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And get some fucking knowledge dropped on you by the man himself.
Yeah, man, it was really informational, and it's I thought that was a good first outing.
Yeah. The only person that I think does a far superior job to their band content than me.
Yeah, you, Chicago, Wake. That's pretty much it.
It was a real meeting of the minds.
Yeah, I guess the Keith Highlanders, but they weren't represented, but they do pretty good stuff.
Every band needs a Joe, I think. Sometimes I think that's where I failed with the Las Vegas pipe band, is maybe not so much like the quality and creation of content, but the distribution. The man's a master of distribution.
Yeah, he's just nonstop energy. That's when you're that short, I mean, it's like little dogs.
When you start your day by using your manometer to boof cocaine in your butthole.
That's Joe Brady.
For those of you who don't know what boofing is, it's where you blow cocaine up someone's ass with a straw.
I've never heard of that. I've seen people do cocaine off a stripper's ass, but I've never heard of that.
Yeah, see, you learn something new every day here at the very educational Chanaran podcast.
Hold on. Episode title, Joe is like a little dog.
Joe is like a little dog.
Loud and annoying.
Hey, Fusco.
Yes.
Life checks. How you been, bud?
God, didn't we just do this last week?
Yeah, every week we fucking talk about bagpipes sometimes.
I can't believe it. Hey man, I'm doing well. It's another successful week. Did
you get a lot done? I know you were fucking crammed up the ass with dojo shit this week, yeah?
Oh my God. Just work in general. Yeah. Dojo and friggin' funerals. Everybody's dying.
Raking in the money.
COVID is really starting to pay off here for me. I'll tell you what.
The official Las Vegas Bagpiper review is don't get vaxxed.
Yeah, absolutely.
More gigs for Fusco.
Absolutely. I'm trying to afford going to Australia this year. Keep dying, people. Keep don't get those vaccines.
God, I'm jealous. I want to go to fucking Australia.
But literally, I did play a funeral for a lady that passed away. She was COVID positive. I did a couple of funerals. That was the only one I'm aware of. But yeah, man.
It's rough. It's a rough go.
It is. But how about you? What's new in your life this week?
Fucking getting work done, working on games shit. Most of my free time and energy has been dedicated to running until I vomit and doing push-ups until I can't lift myself off the ground. So it's been a lot of fun.
Do you have to do sit-ups too?
Yeah.
Of some sort?
Yeah, they're doing okay. The running is really my weakness.
Yeah, running sucks.
This is why we have cars. Why did we even invent cars and bicycles if I got to fucking run?
In case you got to chase somebody out of that courthouse or whatever it is you're trying to get into.
You know, I got 15 little friends on my hip that run a lot faster than me.
That's true. Yeah, but those buildings are all made out of like it's 100-year-old stone.
Yeah, it's all styrofoam.
Well, the courthouse wouldn't be, is it?
That's the regional. So I don't know. That building, I mean, it feels new.
It's
a pretty nice fucking building. I was there the other day to get even more probes and questions, and oh my god,
they stick a finger up your ass yet?
It's a very long process.
Or as we call it in the pipe band world, did they give you a Joe Brady?
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with the hiring process. That was by request.
Oh, okay. That was that was just for fun.
That was just because I missed my coffee that morning and needed a quick little wake me up.
There you go. That'll wake you up in the morning. Woo!
How's the band that shall not be named? So. For context, in January, we've only done, two little mini practices?
Yeah. So we're doing the leadership invite-only thing at this point. So
and building out some sets. We're going to change some music, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah, we tried dicking around with some stuff and moving the tune here and hey, let's listen to some tunes. What do we want to play? Just trying some new stuff out.
Those sessions are fun.
Mm-hmm. So far, it's been good. Yeah, I don't know.
Have you heard a lot of progress from the rest of the band? Are people chomping at the bit to get back? Is everyone's like, man, I can't wait. When are we going to have practice again?
I have not. I have not heard it.
I didn't think so. No, I haven't seen shit.
I haven't heard a word. Every once in a while, I say something and check in, and then
it's been a goddamn dust bowl.
It's been very quiet.
Aside from, of course, like Jer Bear always chimes in on everything because he's a good band member.
Yeah, he always responds at least. But I have no idea where anybody's at. I know they're working through the challenges.
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
That's good. I mean, some progress is something. It doesn't have to be amazing or even progress at the pace at which you should be completing.
Considering there was none.
More than zero, I suppose, is good.
Yeah.
But that was a fun little practice on Thursday. Just kind of, it was short, which is nice because I was fucking tired as shit. And then just playing around with tunes, picking people's brains.
Yep, trying some drum scores. We're starting to get creative. Like, should we put a 9/8 and a 6/8 in the same set?
I'm telling you, I think we need
to get crazy and do it. I guess
we need to escalate in speed. We need to do 12/8, 9/8, 6/8.
I fucking hate 12/8s though. If you can find me a good one, and we'll see. But
I'll look. I definitely like the idea of the 6/8, 9/8 compound medley idea. That'd be a lot of fun because it would hit so different. Like just that change from the 6/8 into the 9/8, where it's just kind of like a little more.
It's a little more.
Especially if you're on the march and so nothing changes except for the cadence of the music, I think that would hit pretty. I think that would look awesome.
I think it could be.
Sound really good. Yeah. So that's fun. It reminds me of why I like doing music stuff.
Yeah, it's the joy of creativity. We're just dicking around and trying to have some fun with it.
Not the same MSR and medley that I've played for 5 years. However fucking long it's been.
We were talking about that. Like, what are we going to change in our competition sets for the future? And we've been chatting on that too.
New Straw Space.
Oh, that's for sure. I got an idea. Braden and I discussed a March idea. I think I know what we want to do for Strauss Bay. I need a reel, though. That's the really big one.
That could be real trouble.
Sure could. That'd be really fun to play a new reel, though.
Yeah, we might have a real hard time finding one. That's what we've devolved to in 186 episodes. Wordplay.
Wordplay, yeah. This is the kind of comedy we do here.
So for those people who are too fucking cheap to get their Patreon subscription and check out these amazing educational happy hour contents that we're starting now, which now that I've seen that one and it worked pretty well, I'm really much on board. If you guys tune into that, please let me know. Blow up in the comments if you liked it. Email us channel@gmail.com if you want to see more shit like that. If you have topics that you would like us to get a person in to talk about, send them to us.
We know people, or we know people that know people. And I have the first few kind of planned out in my head. The first one was Joe Brady, which was great, and friends of the show kind of thing, doing presentations for us. But if you have ideas, there's no what is the saying? There's no
dumb questions.
No, there's no monopoly on. What was it you say sometimes? No monopoly on ideas or something?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Something like that. Whatever it is.
Do I say that? I don't know.
I've heard you say it. But anyway. Yeah,
so what's the topic for February, Sco? Is it going to be, since it's Valentine's Day month, is it going to be Fusco's app dating tips? You'll be our speaker?
That's not a bad idea. I didn't even think of that.
How to poll with Andy Fusco.
How to poll in pipe band with me. Maybe. That's not a bad idea.
I mean, you've got...
It's going to be a short talk. Grow a beard.
You got a lot of skulls painted on the side of your jet there, bud.
Yes, for sure. A lot of teardrops. If you
should we get little decals? Let's get decals made that are just like panties, and we'll put them on your Volkswagen like a fighter jet.
Or like Ohio State football team.
Yeah, we'll have your total numbers. I mean, that's just one side of your car decals, basically. I don't try to give you too much credit, but I know the numbers, audience, and they're fucking scary. And I can verify.
It's ridiculous, but it's not a bad idea. Maybe, but we have the Pipe Major Symposium coming up in February, which might cause me some scheduling issues, but. I'll work that out.
I'd love to talk about that a little bit if you got a moment. I know you did more interviews. Who's latest? So you had Richard. We talked about Richard Parks last time.
We did.
Yeah. We talked about Vader.
Yep. This week we had I got to sit down for an hour with our friend Allie Henderson.
Yay! Allie's still alive.
Time Daniel. That was a lot of fun talking to him. He's I haven't talked to him in forever, but he's such a chill guy. He's so chill.
Yeah, I don't think I've talked to him since he was here.
Probably not. Yeah,
I mean, maybe the odd Instagram or something.
Yeah, maybe. But he is very interested in him and Olivia and visiting Vegas again. He's like,
because they could just come down for sesh.
Absolutely. And
yeah.
So he's like, I mean, the border's open. Let's party.
Yeah, all the borders except for the Canadian one.
Yeah, I know we can't go there, but everywhere else. But that was a lot of fun. We discussed, of course, he's significantly involved in like writing sets and creating. I mean, there's other guys besides him that do it, but he's probably the most significant one in Inverary with Stuart. So a lot of our conversation was based around creativity and coming up with medleys and just sort of the procedures of Inverary and how they do things. So
I do think about that a lot. I mean, one of the interesting opportunities that we have and today exploited is the Chanarant podcast and kind of being this slightly outside of norm resource, both in our content, sense of humor, and like strange availability of like big names that are willing to talk to us about shit. I've always wondered about that kind of thing, like Dojo obviously beat us to the punch on this one with setting tunes, but I mean, things like we talked about marketing with Joe today, like things that are part of Pipe Band, but maybe not, like if we did a session on managing your band's finances.
Yeah, these are the kind of things I'm
like. Dojo wouldn't probably do that, so I think that that's an interesting kind of niche for us to fill because we've got a lot of best practices just from fucking doing it for so long
and knowing a lot of people that have been doing it for so long.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
So it's just interesting stuff, guys. So get that fucking Patreon.
Yeah,
subscription in. So real quick, I was going to pull up. So we do have a link for the Pipe Major Symposium. Do you want to give another pitch real quick? I know we talked about it last week, but who knows if people are skipping episodes. It's on the 12th, 13th of February.
Correct, yeah. And so we're having Richard Parks, Allie Henderson, and Captain Ken Edler doing a 2-day clinic, I guess you'd say, online. And basically what happens is you sign up and you're pipe major and can bring another player. You're assuming your pipe major is going, but you can
bring
two
up
people
to two guests.
Yeah. So up to 2 guests. Yeah, exactly. So you can bring people in your band that you want to learn from these guys. And then you also get private time with each instructor, as well as they do presentations and then questions and answers. And then each band gets private half an hour session with each guy, which is, so you could pick Richard Park's brain for half an hour and about tone, and then Allie about, hey man, what should I do with my medley? Like they'll answer specific questions, like, hey, we're playing this at the end. What do you think about this? And whatever it might be. Check out the link, chanarant.com/simp, SIM as in Mary P.
Yeah, because we're simping for Allie Henderson and Ken Eller and Richard Parks.
Absolutely, I would love to.
We're total simps. I have a question, and I think I know the answer, but we might as well get it on tape. You can bring 2 guests, so ideally you're thinking you had a pipe major, pipe sergeant probably, or if it's not the pipe sergeant, maybe whoever's kind of helping the pipe major with more musical decisions in the band.
Yeah, could be.
That third person, if you're bringing 2 guests, wouldn't it be prudent to take a drum sergeant or a lead kid?
Could very well could be. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think one of the things I've noticed working these smaller group sessions that we've been doing with just really leadership, just us and drum corps, is there's a lot lost in translation between pipes and drums. With like your average piper not really knowing what the drums are right or not, and not knowing if they're playing to the drums because they're not listening to them,
right.
And with the drummers not knowing fuck all about pipe music and how it works and melodies and
right.
Just simple stuff, lead-in notes, all that kind of crap.
Yep, absolutely. That's why it's important for the pipe major and drum sergeant and or lead tip, whatever you call them, to work together just two of them, whether it's creating sets and or working through the sets and trying things and see what works. And, do I want to put a lead-in note or do I want to take it out? Or should we cut apart and just play two parts of a tune instead of 4, or, stuff like that. It's just,
that's one of the things that I've noticed that I feel really fortunate for having Fuckface in the band is he doesn't always necessarily know how to articulate the piping side of things in when he's talking about what to do with the drums, but he has enough experience playing and in actually listening to pipes to where he's really looking for that unison, where I feel like you get a lot of drummers, if they haven't been doing it as long, even if they are a lead tip or a drum sergeant, they're playing their sheet.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
like the pipers they're thinking to themselves, if I'm playing my sheet and the pipers are playing their sheet, it's together, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not really how it works.
It's a little more to it than that.
Yeah, there's a little more to it.
Yeah, there's and that's where, playing, practicing obviously often comes into play, where you start to tighten up and you ebb and flow with the way the melody goes.
You kind of chase each other a little bit, and that's how you get in the pocket, right?
Yeah,
like the pipes are playing to the drums, that are playing to the pipes, that are playing to the drums, that are playing to the pipes.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that can be very helpful. So it's highly suggested to invite your drum sergeant and let them hear how these guys work with their drum sergeants. That that's a great opportunity for sure. So
check it out, chainarray.com/simp, the Pipers Dojo Pipe Major Symposium. Is this the first time?
Second time. Yeah.
Second annual. I don't know if they do it every year.
No,
yeah.
I think it was like 2.5 years or so ago. But last time they had Stuart Little. Remember, that's how we got Stuart on the show, because I did that interview.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, this is my chance to fucking lock him down.
So what happened with Parksy? Did you try? Are you going to wait till after the symposium to make that ask?
Yeah, I don't want to get fired right away, so I just need to give it space. But,
wait till after the ask, or after the symposium, then go for the ask.
Yeah, I don't need to ruin that for Andrew in case Parks gets mad. But
he's like, yeah, I'll do the symposium again. Not if that fucker Andy Fusco still works there.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll wait. But Allie would be. I'm working on Allie as well. It would be great to have any of them, to be honest, to get them on the show. But yeah, for sure, I'll definitely try Parks.
That's awesome, man. Moving smartly forward, we've talked about it. Episode 200. That's coming down the pike. I think we decided that's gonna be somewhere in May.
Should be. So
that's gonna be a whole thing that Kelly Sheen has to do all the work on, right?
Let's just get her involved and have her do everything.
So we got to come up with some good ideas.
We're the talent.
Then.
We just show up.
I wish.
Sit in our chair and go, right?
I don't think the talent that shows up, sits in their chair and goes has like all the recording equipment in the trunk of their car, right. Loading everything in 4 hours early, wondering why nothing works as soon as you start.
Right. God, it would be nice to have a tech person.
I feel like no matter what webcam we have, for some reason, just doesn't work at the beginning of the session.
Yeah, it's like doesn't.
It's like, what have you changed? Nothing.
Sometimes it's as stupid as like the USB connection. Like
we need to get a sticker. We got to start. Maybe if we named our webcams, they would be more cooperative. Like I'm thinking this guy could be Johnny 5.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
You guys can't see, but it's kind of like the flat head, like Johnny 5 a little bit.
Right, yeah. And if we extended it up, it would even more so.
Well, here's what we'll do. We'll just get we'll make a little fabricated thing on top. We'll put 2 big googly eyes.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So we can look the camera in the eyes.
That'd be amazing.
Instead of just at the light that may or may not be to the left or right of the actual camera. But yeah, so episode 200 coming up. It's going to be a fucking shit show, I imagine. As episode 100 was. Yep.
So we need a contest before episode 200 so I can lose and get another tattoo.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't done any bets in a while.
Oh, we have to do the shot collar thing. Maybe we'll do that for the.
I would say we could bet on whether or not. We could always do like a small like a greatest hits. Like, okay, for the next 30 minutes, we're going to do the shot collar thing or something like that. But
I think, now that I'm thinking about it out loud, we should do the shot collar thing live with an audience, because the reaction of people seeing it happen,
it's going to be funny.
Yeah. So that might be something we have to do. And we can use it again as a way to raise money for whatever the fuck.
So let's raise money for us. Raise money for our hospital bills.
That too, yeah.
For inevitably when one of our hearts stops doing the fucking shot collar bit.
It was funny, though. It really was. But
speaking of things that didn't get as many views as a shitty little drummer boy.
We'll have to repost it again. And like Joe suggested, we learned something. He said, post it again. That's when it hit. Sometimes it's the second time through or whatever. And I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to repost the actual good video of Stuart Little. And then, I don't know, some other shit. Like maybe the shot collar thing and see what happens.
It's all out there.
Yeah. But yeah, we will take a listen to the Joe Brady, whatever you call it, the little drummer boy. I want to see why this thing blew up. I want to hear this thing.
I think it's just because it's one of those things where it's recognizable, right? Like you could have a grade 1 band absolutely ripping a sweet 2/4 down the street, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh, pipe band." But if you play Star Wars, 7 million views.
Yeah.
Or if you're the Snake Charmer Bagpiper, 45 million views as you pretend to play to a backing track.
Oh God,
I don't fucking know.
We got to start doing that. Just pretending to play. Maybe,
pretend.
Maybe things will hit better.
Let's just do it. We'll get the keyboard down. We'll get some bagpipe meaties, and we could just do it that way. Just start writing shit on one of your composers, and then I'll just put backing track to it, and then boom, and we'll just not even do the right fingering, not even blow, like
right.
But yeah, so speaking of episodes, we are fucking caught up.
It's amazing. We haven't been caught up in
It's been a while.
At least a year, probably more.
Yeah, so we are officially caught up. The episode they posted yesterday was from last Saturday. This episode we're recording right now will probably post, I don't know,
Monday, Tuesday, something like that.
Tuesday or Wednesday. When does Rab post? We gotta not post on the same day.
Who?
Rab. Linux.
Typically Wednesdays, I believe.
Typically Wednesday. So we could probably do Monday. Just do quick turnarounds.
Yeah. Monday's certainly doable.
Editing last week's took me about 7 minutes.
Did it? Did you actually listen to the whole thing or no?
No, I remembered everything we talked about. I just popped through, wrote the description. Yeah, wrote the description. Like I had clap syncs for where the ad goes. The longest part of that episode was recording the new MacLellan ad to put in.
Oh, okay. I need that, by the way. I don't.
It's in the drive.
Okay, cool.
I'm fucking all over it, bro.
Sweet, man. That's fantastic.
Sober Josh.
You put something else in the drive. Oh, it was the Joe Brady picture. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, we're caught up. Speaking of being caught up, we're looking for some new blood. I've had a couple of people message me about this because I was in the Discord doing some subliminal messaging, trying to recruit. Some of the things we've talked about before is we're looking for some social media people. We're looking for people to help us clip episodes, whether it's audio clips or video clips. One of the things that I am working on was an old idea that I'm trying to revive, which was going to be the Chanarant News team.
Oh.
So some of you I've talked to, some of you I haven't. If you're interested, drop us a line, chanarant@gmail.com. Basically, what I'm going to try to do is events that we can't go to because they're, East Coast or whatever. We're going to get ranters there, hopefully, with a phone and maybe a tripod and get some man on the street stuff, get some performance recordings a la, Big Rab or Whiskey and Tartan. I mean, they're not going to be the greatest ones. It's going to be on a cell phone.
Right.
But one of the things I realized is we really don't get a lot of videos posted of American bands playing. I mean, especially lower level.
Nobody's done. I mean, there's nowhere to. Who's playing?
Well, that's my thought. I mean, any games that happen, right? If you're a ranter with a phone, put it on a tripod, get some video.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So if you're interested, and I'm going to make this shit simple. It's going to be like, if you're doing man on the street, you're going to have like a shot list. You're going to be like, you need, the equivalent of what's going to be a 3-minute video. So like intro, who you are, where you are, B-roll, talk to like 3 people, B-roll, something interesting, B-roll, out.
Right.
Perfect. Like I will teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
It's a formula.
Yeah.
Like if you watch the vlogs, Andy can tell you any of the vlogs we did, any of the like Chanarant videos we do, it's either shoot everything and see what's good later, or it's just like a formula. I need a shot of this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect. I have a line on somebody who will edit some promo videos for us.
Nice.
Sometimes you just you wait somebody out long enough, they're going to volunteer.
No, actually, they'll volunteer to help.
It was intentional. They came to me. We'll talk about it after. I don't know if they've contacted you yet, but I told them to contact you about what to do next. But yeah, we're gonna go full Joe Brady on this bitch.
Full send for Chanarant, not for the band, obviously.
No, Chanarant stuff. Yeah. Promoing stuff, and have little clips, and maybe we too can blow up on Instagram like that dickhead who played Jack Lee playing a tuning phrase and said bagpipes are shit.
I know. I was gonna use that as the fail of the week. I couldn't find the clip fast enough because we had such a quick transition between the happy hour and this.
I can find it if you'd like.
But yeah, we might be able to find it during the ad break.
I thought we were gonna do Joe Brady's Little Drummer Boys.
Joe Brady's little drummer boy. Oh, do you have that one too?
I have that.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Yeah, we'll have that on standby.
That's yep.
But yeah, so we're definitely looking for some new blood. We're gonna hopefully build out the team a little bit. I mean, it's all volunteer because that's just how it works. One of the things I've learned from talking with Rab is have a bigger team. It helps.
Absolutely, yeah, and just gives him more time to be creative, and just everything helps, you know.
Speaking of Rab, by the way, I don't know how I keep seeing them advertise for the new voice of the Weekly Drone. Where are my Chanaranners at? Why don't you guys submit some shit? Go be the new voice of the Weekly Drone.
Do you know the status of what's going on with that?
I have no idea, but I'm assuming they haven't had a lot of... I don't know if they just maybe haven't had a lot of people interested, because it's been going on for months.
Yeah, he's been asking for a while. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, we need somebody.
There was a great bit.
One of the 6.
we talked about this episode last week as well, but the episode that he did where it was like the round table.
Yeah.
Talking about if anything's going to happen. This did come up. And there's a great bit where one of the guys, I can't remember which one, but they were talking about, Aaron went to go work with the association, so he couldn't do Big Rab Show anymore, and he was the voice of the Weekly Drone. And the guy's like, yeah, I don't think I could match like how well he did it, like his voice and his like kind of monotone style and all this stuff and everything. And I swear to God, the dude that was saying this sounded exactly like fucking Aaron. And he's like, well, I just don't think I could do that, that style and that voice. I'm like, you're doing it right now.
It's
like
exactly
you sound, like how fucking different do y'all sound to each other?
Yeah.
Because like to me, the apparently untrained ear, like it could have been the same fucking guy. They could have switched midstream without announcing anything, and it would have taken me a minute to realize that it wasn't Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't know. If they didn't tell me, I wouldn't know.
I probably would have like messaged Aaron and be like, oh, that one was really funny this week. And he would be like, it hasn't been me for 3 weeks, dickhead.
Actually, you should do that anyway. Just
as soon as they get a new person, be like, oh, great job, Aaron. Like every time.
It's great to have you back on the show.
Great Weekly Drone this week. You did awesome. No, he went down the association rabbit hole.
Did he? I haven't listened to this week's yet. Was it still Roundtable?
No. I think the one this week was Dan Nevins.
Oh, right.
Which I haven't listened to that one yet either. I'm excited to. I'm going to get his book.
What was his book?
P-Brock is for Everyone, I believe. He's the author of that book. I hear good things, and I need some kind of motivation to learn a P-Brock because I've never played one, and I've been playing pipes for like 20 years. Almost 20 years now, and I don't think I've ever played a P-Brock once.
Have you ever heard one?
Yeah, I've heard plenty of them. I've listened to them, and I'm like, oh, that's sweet. Like, I find it pleasant to listen to. It doesn't bother me to like listen to a P-Brock, but I'm also just like,
it's much more fun to play.
I'm like, I don't fucking get this. We had one that we were working on in the band that shall not be named for a little while, and I don't know where that one went. Couldn't even tell you what it was called off the top of my head.
Clan Campbell's Gathering. And
I remember I started that and like memorization of that.
Yeah, it's an easy one to memorize, I think.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, we were talking about doing a P-Brock at the concert, like as a full band, but what did we do for New Year's? I mean, we weren't going to do the whole thing by any means, but I thought it would be cool to, because people do that nowadays, and it's kind of fun to play it as a band.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how you take to P-Brock. That'll be, I'm very curious.
Yeah, and I mean, so it's like I said, it's one of those things I've listened to. I'm interested in it. I feel like to be a well-rounded player, you should be familiar somewhat and be able to at least bust one out every now and then.
Yeah.
But it's like hard for me to develop like an enthusiasm to go work on it. So I'm gonna get this book. I'm gonna, it's like if you're not enthusiastic about going to the gym, so you go buy new gym shoes, and you're like, oh well, now I gotta go.
Oh, I gotta do it now.
Now I'm invested. I got new shoes.
Exactly correct. Yeah.
Oh, I got a book. Now I gotta read it.
I don't know if that always works when you buy the book. It's like, well, then the book sits there for a couple weeks. I'll get to it eventually. But I
don't think I own any like bagpipe books. I own like sheet music books, obviously, but
right.
Like books about piping, I don't think I own. I still haven't gotten my signed copy of Finding Bagpipe Freedom. So what the fuck?
Were you supposed to?
No, I'm just keep putting it out there until someone sends me one.
I'm sure by now he's probably got boxes of them sitting in his office just that he didn't sell.
I'm gonna order one to Ozzy and then have her sign it only. I don't need Doobie's signature.
That's better anyway.
Although I'm pretty sure I have like a 4-year-old birthday present at Ozzy's house somehow that she like tried to ship. She paid like $150 to ship to the States, and then like I wasn't home, so they shipped it back.
Oh Jesus Christ! Did they really?
Yeah, she's like, oh, like I have a birthday presents arriving to your house like on Wednesday, and I'm like, I'm in California.
Why would they not just leave it? Just post office, right? They wouldn't just leave it.
Next time, Ozzy, I'll give you my folks' address. They're always home.
There you go.
Speaking of the family, quick shout out. It is my brother's birthday today.
Does he listen?
No, but yeah. So there you go. Happy birthday, Bullock.
Yeah. Happy birthday, dude. How old is he?
Oh fuck, I should know this. 35. He's turned 35.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't realize, you guys are getting old. I didn't realize. You're in your 30s, right?
Yeah, I'm 31.
Jesus Christ. Life goes on, I guess.
Hey, remember when we met? And I
Kinda,
how old was
not
I?
really.
Like 14?
14 maybe?
Yeah. No wonder my life went downhill.
so
Just
weird.
bad influence early on.
It's so weird when people grow up.
I think I saw some. Oh, you know what it was? It was when I started doing applications for like EMS and fire, and I like deleted everything off all my social media accounts. I like took all my Facebook photos that I was in, tagged in or posted, and just like downloaded them and deleted them. And I remember seeing ones of like the old like kick and dick practices in the 3-story.
Oh, yeah. I saw.
Bunch of skinny nerds, man.
That must have been this time of year because I saw that recently too.
Yeah, a bunch of skinny fucking nerds just rocking out. back when I could play guitar good.
Yeah, we were super skinny.
I mean, I'm still skinny now, but fuck, compared to then.
Yeah, but you were like a child then.
Yeah, I was just like a stick.
That's pretty interesting to see those when those pop up.
It's like, what's the character? Have you you probably haven't seen the movie, the Fantastic Beasts movie, and he's got the little like twig companion that follows him around and picks locks for him. That's what I looked like. I looked like that. With glasses and a head that was like 2 sizes too big for my body.
Jeez. Oh, that was fun. Those are fun days.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun and making music with your friends, how's the band going, Sco? How's Shatter the Spoon?
Shatter the Spoon. The Spoon's going all right. We're trying to play more out a little bit and get some gigs recently. So we're playing, open mic nights whenever we can. We're trying to find everything we can, get in some gigs. I went to see a band play at what do they call it? Soul Belly. You've been there? Mm-hmm. It's right next to those brew pubs or whatever in the Arts District. I had no idea. There's a full stage,
I told you
full
there was a
backline.
stage
I had
there.
no fucking.
Yeah.
No, did you? I didn't connect the name of the place. I didn't even know the place existed. To be
Yeah,
quite
that's
honest.
Chef Bruce's bar. So, fun fact about that place, and one of the reasons I wanted you guys to go play there. Mm-hmm. The guy who runs it, Chef Bruce, I think he was like a top chef or like a chopped guy or something like that. So
okay.
he was like, he's like a fairly prominent chef. He was also like a chef for the Foo Fighters for years.
Oh, really?
And so
on
he's
tour or something?
So he's like best friends with Dave Grohl in IRL. Like
Really?
Yeah, like literally like Dave Grohl on his Instagram posted like happy birthday to this guy.
Wow. Okay.
So what we need to do is get Shatter the Moon on that stage. You need to do good. You need to do good music stuff. And then tag the shit out of Soul Belly and Chef Bruce so that Dave Grohl sees it. So you guys open for Foo Fighters.
That would be amazing. Okay.
Yeah. You see how my brain works? You just connect the dots.
I will work on that then. Does he actually ever go there? Is he?
I'm sure when he's in town, but I don't know when.
No, I mean Chef Bruce is he?
Oh, he's there every day. It's
he
his
is.
place. He's the cook.
Okay, I didn't know if he had numerous. If those fancy guys have 17,000 restaurants.
Get him up to jam with you guys. He plays guitar.
Yeah, that would does it? That'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, he's fucking good.
It was an interesting little place. I enjoyed it. I was sitting at the bar chatting with a couple that was there.
I mean, don't tell anyone. I find the barbecue to be medium.
Is it? Because I asked these people, they were talking about Nashville. This place is like Nashville, and I asked them
Yeah,
because
it's
they
not
ordered
bad.
food. I didn't order food, but they said it was pretty. They liked it a lot. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll have
It's
to come
not
back
bad
and
by
try
any
this
means.
place.
It's pretty medium.
Yeah, all right, that's cool. I mean,
But I mean, also, it's a cool fucking place.
it's no Tony Roma's, I suppose.
Oh
but-
God, fuck you! It's no Famous Dave's.
It's like going to Olive Garden and saying, "Yeah, this is great Italian food. This is amazing."
Yeah. It's like going to fucking Nora's and be like, it's no Olive Garden. as we list a bunch of Vegas food places that nobody in the fucking audience is gonna know what they are.
But you should. If you come to Vegas, you should absolutely.
So
go to
when you
Nora's.
guys book that gig, the only thing is you probably won't have 6 hours to set up your light show. But I'm assuming that's going up and down faster nowadays.
Yeah, we're working on it. We actually we got a new computer, so we're now.
May
it wasn't
I
the light show that was the problem. It was
May
the
I
computer.
suggest investing in a label maker?
Well, we did that.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay.
We've labeled all the cables and all the everything now.
I used to just do colored electrical tape. So I just take my electrical tape and like red on one end, red on the other end, so I knew which one's which. And then like the next one would be like yellow on one end, yellow on the other end.
Well, what if you run out of colors? I mean, we got
We
got 17,000 cables.
then just put two. Put red and yellow.
We're working on trying to simplify this somehow, but
But also labels are good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we definitely labeled everything. So, but it should get better. One of the bands I played last night had like backing tracks, so I was like sort of standing.
Was this at the open?
stage.
At the open mic or
No, at the Soul.
Oh, at the Soul Building?
Yeah, because one of the bands that played had a backtracks, and so I was watching. They also have full backline. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Dude, what we need someone with a dope ass house to do to just produce our own show.
Well, yeah.
Like that would be fuck. Who's willing to tank their Airbnb rating? That's what I need to know. who in the band is ready to never get another Airbnb for the rest of their life? And we just Airbnb a big ass place, or I still like the idea of doing a desert party.
Yeah, Zach wants to do that too.
Like rent some generators, rent some decent generators, fucking desert party it, go.
Yeah, that could certainly be it.
Because you guys could probably run all of it off of like a decent sized like Honda generator. And I think we rented them for the backyard games for like maybe $200
for one.
I think it's for one per. I think it's $200 a pop.
Well, we
and it'll run for like 8 hours.
Oh yeah, that would be plenty. that might work.
I
just
think
do
you
a
could probably
desert.
get away with one. I don't know. I mean, if you guys are all going into like one, you had like 700 cords going in one power strip last time, didn't you? So I'm sure that it was just running off of a normal 120 house amp.
Yeah.
So so this would work.
Okay, this has got to be fascinating for the audience. Talking about 220, 221, whatever it takes.
Yeah. Not nearly as fascinating as this message from the episode's sponsor. MacLellan Bagpipes by North Carolina artisan bagpipe maker Roddy MacLellan from Eust in Scotland. They don't strive to be the biggest, fastest, or the cheapest. They do, however, meticulously craft a small number of warm and stable sounding instruments of heirloom quality. Roddy has followed this philosophy for over 30 years and continues to evolve with innovations like the Elevation Chanter, designed with North American bands in mind, providing a lower pitch, rich harmonics, and strong, clear projection. Elevation Chanters, along with chanter reeds from Adrian Melvin, provide a stable platform for a thick band sound without big overhauls. Check out BespokeBagpipes.com for more information. MacLellan Bagpipes, born in Scotland, made in the USA. Thank you very much, MacLellan Bagpipes, for supporting the Chanter Rant podcast. And me, because I play MacLellan Bagpipes and I love them.
You do, yeah. How are those going lately?
Whenever the last time you saw me play them was, so
band practice.
Yeah, the first
2 weeks ago
January band practice. And I played them. I need to do a full dissection on both my pipes. It's that time of year. I like to do it typically in January, so I just got to figure out when and where I can do it because I have no fucking table space anywhere.
Right.
And I'm not going to like knock them out in one day.
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, my small pipes and my pipes need to be just completely redone. All my hemps, everything, just get them in working order.
Falling apart, yeah. My hemp was not in the best shape after I got back from my Christmas of not playing pipes for 3 weeks or so.
I can imagine.
So, but you literally play them a little bit moisture back on them, and everything's. I mean, didn't take very long, but yeah, they do fall
back
apart.
up.
They do fall apart if you don't play them.
Yeah, I would typically do it every year anyway, just because like why the fuck not? It's very rare that all my hemp and shit it's in great shape after a year of playing.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just cut it off, redo it. Because then I have that date. It's like, I just redid all this in January. So if like by May it's falling apart, I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah. Generally, I mean, if you do it right conceptually, it should last years, assuming you're practicing semi-regularly where there's moisture on them and stuff. But you're also dealing with plastic pipes, which I don't have much experience in how those react to weather and stuff. So.
I haven't noticed really much of anything. I mean, in heat, I had some drone problems on, I think it was St. Patrick's Day maybe, when I was playing so much and then I was in heat and...
Like what? What happened?
They just shut off.
Oh.
So
I just mean like the hemp.
Yeah, like I had like a long day playing and I just had to open them up. Or maybe that might have been 9/11. I think it was 9/11 because I remember I was just fucking playing and playing and playing. I think I did the church thing. No, I had them fixed by the church thing. I did something before the downtown thing. And I was just playing the shit out of them on 9/11 and like they were just started to shut off on me.
Wasn't it that Harley thing? You played at the Harley?
Oh, I did. They did shut off at the Harley thing.
Yeah.
Like they just fucking, I couldn't get them to do anything. It was, because they literally, here you go, event organizers. Let me give you a quick tip if you're going to have a piper at your event. Don't have the piper play out. You start your event and they just fucking stand there in the sun for an hour and a half while you prattle and then have them play at the end. Because the pipes are going to go to tits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like sitting there, I'm like, fuck. Like, I had to like walk off from like my position by the stage and like go hide under a tent for a bit. 'Cause I'm like, it's fucking 110 degrees out here. Like, what the fuck are you doing to me?
Well, to be fair, I think it's on the piper, i.e. you, to like tell them like, hey, like when they tell you what the plan is, like, no, I can't do that. Like,
but I didn't know. I didn't book this gig. This was one that.
But when you got there, they must have like, all right, here's the plan,
dude. I thought because here's how it was pitched to me, right? It was pitched to me as like, you're gonna play us out. We're gonna do some awards. There's gonna be a couple speakers, and then you're gonna play at the end, and then we're done. And I'm thinking like 20 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah.
I'm thinking like 15, 20 minutes, like quick ceremony. They fucking went on and on. And every single person that had any involvement with the organization that was putting on the event had to talk. None of their remarks were prepared.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, play them off the stage. Like, get the fucking Oscars music going.
God, I hate that when people don't prepare or sometimes, to be honest, if I'm at a funeral and somebody has pages, I see it, like,
you see a packet come out.
I'm like, oh God, no.
Short and sweet.
People you don't need to fucking have a giant
speech. Whatever, because like I'm probably not gonna have like a funeral when I bite it, because I think funerals are stupid. Because I've been to enough of them where I'm like, this is dumb. I'll just have like a party, like burn my body, have a party, throw the ashes in the fucking garbage. I don't give a shit.
Right.
But like, there's gonna be a big hook. Like, there's gonna be someone that's like, you get like 60 seconds. You want to say something about Josh? Absolutely. All right, your fucking clock starts now. Like, you're gonna have like the stand up, like the red light in the back of the room going off. It's like, and that's my time. Like,
just like a top level pipe solo
that's
competition.
What I'll do.
They have a red light that tells them that you got 60 seconds until you go.
Because I wanted to do a pipe band, at whatever my service ends up being when I bite it. That and only lively shit, only fun music. Mm-hmm. I'll have a pipe band, only fun music, and the pipe band will be the timer. So I'll pay them. I'll pay them
60
extra.
60 seconds, start your next tune.
And it's like if someone talks for longer than like, let's say 80, like start your stopwatch when they start talking. And they hit 80 seconds, fucking play a set. Like, that's it.
There you go.
That's you playing them off the stage. Because like at the Oscars, they'll just be like, well, I'm not leaving. I'm still going to thank my dog sitter. And, and they'll just like talk over the music. Mm-hmm. Try fucking doing that in a room with a pipe band.
Impossible.
I
literally played a funeral this morning where it was at a church, and they told me, like, originally they wanted me to play outside, like before, and then play Amazing Grace for the opening or whatever. And then they're like, well, the family wants to be able to hear you, so they want you to play like the half an hour inside. I'm like, do they know how loud bagpipes are? Like, I'm going to be standing in the lobby of this church. Like, you're not going to be able to hear yourself think. Like, I told them it was loud. Like, it's their ears. I'm wearing earplugs. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's like, I had earplugs.
So literally I get there. I'm like, are you sure you want me to do this? They're like, no, stand right here in the hall. Like, there's literally people standing right next to me having conversations. I'm like, you're not going to be able to have these conversations anymore, but okay. So I crank up, and it's like, holy Christ, it's loud. It's like, hard floors. Just it's a giant
big echo chamber.
Big echo chamber. Like, guys, all right, sure, you're paying me.
It's your money, man.
If you want me to know it, you could just open the door and I can play outside, and you'd love it.
It would like waft in. It would be like the right volume, it would dissipate a little bit.
It'd be volume appropriate. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. And then I also refused to play Anchors Away, which I mean, you feel minorly bad saying no to a request, but also like, nah, it's not it's just, it doesn't work.
I have yet to hear a good version of Anchors Away on the pipes.
I have never heard a good version of it. Yeah. It's unfortunate that he joined the Navy, I guess. If he was in the Marines, I could have played for him, but...
Hey, you want a bagpiper to play your fucking tune? Join the Army or the Marine.
Yeah, when you die, if you plan ahead...
Fuck, the Air Force one works. Air Force works.
It works reasonable. Yeah. It's just the Anchors Way just does not fucking work. So they're like... I was like, I can't play the national anthem. I can't play Anchors Away.
I get that all the time. Like, can you play Star Spangled Banner? Like, no.
Well, do you know any hymns? Like, I'm like, no, I'm not religious. I mean, I know.
Just say yes and play the Irish set slow. That's what I used to do.
Like, yeah, no, I just like, I'll play
Minstrel
something nice.
Boy. Like,
I'll play a nice hymn for you. Yeah, absolutely. And just make it up. Yeah, that's what I do.
Or people be like, play the Highlanders March. I'm like, you know that? It's I'm like, yeah, sure. I don't think it's called that. No, it's definitely called that. It's the Highlanders March. Oh, okay. And it's like, play Green Hills. I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm like, there's no fucking way that you have ever heard Green Hills in your life. Like there's no...
Unless you're from Scotland, maybe. Yeah.
No fucking way in the world. Or like, I used to do that when people like want slow tunes, and like my slow tune repertoire was like competition slow air stuff. So I was like, it's not really good for like a funeral.
Right.
And I would do, my go-to was when I didn't have quite the repertoire, I'd play Wearing of the Green just really fucking slow.
Oh, really? At a funeral?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you'd literally do it and you just be like,
I've never thought to do
You
this.
just play it like an air. You'd be like,
That is something.
yeah. And you just do it super slow and they'd be like, oh, it was really beautiful. What was that tune? And I was like, it's called the Hymn for My Sweaty Bollocks. Like, I don't know.
It's Johnny's hymn. Just make up.
It's the Highlanders March.
Exactly. Oh, that's fantastic. So let's get to a couple things here. Fail of the week, try of the week, and the fail of the week will end up being our discussion item, and we'll see how this goes. But
yeah, let's do it.
So the first thing I'm going to play, make sure I'm not muted here. Am I muted? I am not muted. All right. So in our Patreon happy hour today, we discussed Joe's most successful piece of media, apparently.
Video they've done, yeah.
Is his band playing, I think, cheekily, Little Drummer Boy. I mean, they're marching down the street, so they must have planned this in some way. But so here's the try of the week. We won't quite give him a fail because we love Joe, but. Way to incorporate the tenors into this. Did we just do a key change?
Also filmed on a cell phone from 1998.
It looks like it. It's like 240p.
A little flat on them B's.
Giant freaking band. I just want to see Joe. Is he in there playing this? It's got to be hard to march this. People are struggling to march to this.
Super slow, yeah? Are they just going slow?
Yeah, going slow and it's hard, yeah. You can tell. The drums are in the front, too, so that's kind of cool. Oh,
Yep.
They did change keys. Okay. That's cool. I've never heard the higher version of this. News camera? I wonder how, 3 bass drums. They're like a proper service band, but no ridiculous.
All bass drummers?
Yeah, no ridiculous logos though. Just white drummers. I don't see any Joe.
One guy that's doing his own thing.
Yeah, there's just completely random notes. Oh, there's Big Ken right at the back. Okay.
So is this
somebody that
is this the video where he was saying that their drum major was out of step the whole time?
I think so. I didn't catch the drum major. I think he was right in the front. But
so there you go, guys. It doesn't need to be good to be a hit.
Yep. Sometimes you just hit and people know who you are because of it. But
I do notice that though. I think I want to say there were 2 bass drums when we did the 9/11 thing.
I'm sure there's probably more bass drummers than
because I was like, why the fuck do we have so many bass drums? Like, there's 4 bagpipes and like 7 bass drums.
That's service bands, dude. Because once somebody tries pipes and they realize how incredibly hard it is, they're like, yeah, I can't.
Like, I still want free drinks.
I still want to drink and look like a hero. So
got to get that hero plus.
Exactly. So we'll just put you on a ridiculously. It's like a ridiculously tatted up bass drum.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's why.
Oh my God. I felt so bad for when we did the 9/11 thing. Cause it was, September, it was pretty warm. And those boys were in like the full on fucking jackets with the doublets and all that shit. I was like, oh, they were sweating some fierce. Thank God they're all firefighters. So they're used to like fucking turnouts and shit.
Yeah. They're used to the heat in Vegas. And
those boys had those boys had some fucking gear on.
You would think they would have like I don't know what they call it, but like a, casual,
or like even like a parade uniform, like instead of like a dress one fucking uniform.
Exactly.
Like you could have like a parade.
Yeah, it could be like as simple as like the firefighter shirt. I mean, I don't know if they're allowed to wear their actual shirt, but they can buy another one and just put nothing on it, and save themselves a whole lot of effort or sweat and tears, I guess. But so anyway, here's the
playing in Vegas in wool fucking jackets. Like, God.
Oh, it's awful. But anyway, here's the other video. This is the fail of the week. This was somebody tagged me in this, or maybe it was Channer. I don't remember.
I think it was Channer because I saw it too, and I didn't have time to watch it, but I know the gist. I know what happens.
Yeah, so this is a guy. It's called the Time Suck Podcast. Feel free to check this out and let him know what you think of this.
Let him know he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Dox him.
Dude, no.
Don't dox him. Sorry.
I think the idea of this is he does a bunch of research and then talks about stuff but did no research on this. But
Oh, the bagpipe. The devil's accordion. The bagpipe is the rare instrument that sounds just as good when played by someone with literally no musical training at all as it does, when being played by the world's best bagpipe player. Not really kidding, in my opinion. Here's a clip of Jack Lee, one of the best bagpipe players in the world. This is from 2006. This is a world champion. Like literally, they have world championships for bagpipe. He's a world champion in the bagpipe. And here's how he sounds. Okay. So that's really, really, really good bagpipe. Now, here's a dude on a street corner in Italy who I think is drunk. And from a video labeled just worst bagpipe player ever. Okay. I mean, I know the first guy knows a lot more about what he's doing, but I find neither song pleasing to my ear. Sorry, bagpipe lovers, all 6 of you.
So I know we're not supposed to say this on the show anymore. This guy's a cunt.
Yeah, we're banned from using that word, aren't we? It annoys me so much. I'm wondering, listening to it the second time, I'm wondering if he's trying to annoy people.
I have to imagine so, but also, why would people who are into bagpipes listen to that show when our show exists?
Well, there's that. I don't know who noticed it. Somebody, I think it was, what's his name? The clown fucker in Utah.
Oh, Eric. Hey, clown fucker.
Clown fucker, that's his new name. Maybe not. Maybe that's really what he's doing. But he literally just played Jack's tuning phrase. Like, yeah, which is... And they're 2 different bagpipes, 2 different kinds of bagpipes.
2 very different kinds of bagpipes.
And it's like, listen to them. And he specifically says, how does he say it? Like, I didn't like either tune. Like, he wasn't playing a tune.
Neither of them are really playing tunes.
Go 30 seconds further and see what he does. Yeah. It just annoys me that he did no. And this is the risk we run when you, unfortunately, and maybe this is an argument too, is like when people tune too much, which is in the high level world, when you get, you see Stuart Little or whoever, some big name in a bar, and I don't think Stuart does this, but a lot of guys will, especially at like the mid levels, because they're trying, like everybody's so afraid to play bad tuning that they tune way too much.
Yeah.
Right, and they bore the shit out of everybody. But people are recording that.
Well, they'll do it in front of the audience too. They'll dick around in front of the audience for 5 minutes tuning and then play out of nowhere.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's like, oh shit, the performance started. Like,
yeah. Like, and people they're not realizing that. But one thing about our concert, and I see Jack do it, and I saw Stuart do it, and Allie, actually everybody, they spent no time tuning on stage or very little. And they do it so incredibly fast, and they sound so good so fast that they just walk out and they sound great. Like, literally, like I saw Jack put his shit together 5 minutes before he walked out, play for 10 seconds, touch his drones, and then went out and performed for 10 minutes. Like, it's that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, that's the kind of, he's this recording, I imagine, is like the Glenfiddich or some competition, if that's what he's doing. But
this is also a thing that I see, and it's problematic. And I've had this before when I'm like tuning at events, right? Or like I have a gig and I'm like out in the parking lot and I'm tuning up, turning it stuff, and you get people come by with their phones, and it's like, don't record this. Like, I stop and I'm just like, hey, like, I'm tuning. Like, if you want to wait, I'll be playing in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
Like, you'll know the difference because I'm not fucking stopping every 3 seconds to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, like, I'm fucking like, that'd be like saying like, oh, dude, like, look, it's fucking Eddie Van Halen, and all you're recording is darn, darn,
Exactly.
darn. Whoa, that guy's playing guitar. It's like, no, he's fucking tuning a guitar.
But this is the problem with our instrument. I mean, it's just, I mean, I don't know how much you can do about it. It's just one of the things that sucks about what we do is that because we have to tune so much to make the thing sound like a goddamn decent, you deal with this where people record this or play this, him tuning, like, and this sucks. Like, well,
there's probably not even counting the videos out me where I was just playing bad. There's probably thousands of videos of me out there tuning where people are like, oh, look, bagpiper. And it's like, oh man, I don't like bagpipes. All it's doing is going, like you think there's only 2 fucking notes on the instrument at that point because I'm fucking tuning my drums.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I actually did this. Well, I had a conversation with a student of mine recently about, and I've done this many times, but like learning to tune quickly. Robert used to do this with us actually as well. And maybe that's where I got it. But like learn to tune your pipes in 2 minutes or less, and then learn to do it in 1 minute or less, meaning drones specifically. And
then do it again.
And then do it again and do it again and do it again. But like, it's so helpful to the instrument if you don't get caught tuning for 4 minutes on video. You know, like, I mean, that's not the intent of why I do this with students, but you know, when you're going to play a funeral and they're like, oh, you got to go. Like, all right, give me 10 seconds. Done.
Just get it good.
You know, and you can still do right by the instrument because you've practiced being able to tune your drones fast, you know, and then we don't have problems like this.
Well, and I mean, and some of it's a confidence thing, right? Like I see people who will dick with their drones. I've seen it at practice before, and they'll be dicking with their tuning up and down and up and down, and it'll be good enough. Like it'll be like, all right, that's good enough. We can start playing, and then up and down and up and then I'm like, I don't know if you're listening, you know.
Yeah, I don't think some people are. They're like going through a procedure that, but they're not actually doing anything.
You know, like, are you listening to yourself? Are you hearing other people in the room that are also tuning? Like, you know, are you feeling it out? Or, you know, what I would typically do, and like especially in a band setting, like I'm gonna get it close enough to where it doesn't make me want to blow my brains out listening to myself, and then get in a circle.
Yeah, and then we'll do it. We'll go
because you're gonna have to change it anyway. You're gonna be adjusting it to unless you're the fucking pipe major. You're adjusting to someone else.
Right.
Like, if you're not the pipe major, guess what? No matter how good your tuning is walking into the circle, it's going to change.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be going to whatever the fuck the pipe major's at.
Yeah. Yeah, you get close.
So don't spend a half hour on it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to change. We're going to adjust it 2 minutes into playing in the circle.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the thing that annoys me in particular, and Angel does this, and I don't mean to hammer on Angel.
He's not the only one. I think I know where you're going with this. He's not the only one.
And I always tell him, like, he'll come to practice or whatever, and I'll be like, he'll just go put on a concert, like, like in his tuning warm up process. I'm like,
or they'll fuck off to the other side of the building and go
tune for 10 minutes. Like,
and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Get close and get in the fucking circle.
Get close, because we're
going to change it anyway.
Guess what? If you tune yourself absolutely Stuart Little level of tuning, like flawless at 476, and the pipe major's at 479, you're just going to change it anyway.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't matter.
So why did you spend 15 minutes on it?
Yeah, that's a common thing. Like, we're not putting on a concert. Get the hell over here. You know, like,
or I get people when they talk about solo gigs, and they're like, they'll get to a solo gig, they'll pull their pipes out, they'll throw them together. You're the only one playing, right? And now I'm like, well, usually my pipes are tuned to 478. So I'm going to fuck with every single piece of tape, read depth, drones, all that to get my pipes, you know, at this solo gig to 478. And I'm like, what if you were perfectly fine at 476 out of the box? Just fucking tune to where you're at and play it. You're by yourself.
Yeah.
The number is just a number. The number is a tool that we use in a band setting to find the common denominator. Correct.
Yeah. So as a soloist, you don't need to do any of that.
Doesn't fucking matter.
You make the thing sound good at whatever it wants to do.
Yeah, if you go up to a fucking contest typically, and your pipes are pitched at 470, but they're perfectly in tune, you're not gonna give a fuck. No one's gonna be like, it's not 481 like the grade 1 bands at the Worlds. Like the dogs aren't barking and fucking glass isn't breaking, and
it's like, no, I must get it. Like
if your high A doesn't sound like a silent alarm, then or a dog whistle, then I guess we're gonna have to, you know, dock your performance. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like, but you know, fortunately, the dojo's doing the Lord's work and helping people to get better at this sort of thing. So, like, if you have understanding
in
of
Andrew Douglas's perfect world, everyone's gonna go to concert pitch. Wouldn't they?
Well, that's true too, but at least in band settings. Yeah. But either way, the idea is to educate your students to be able to do it themselves. And I've definitely changed my my thought on this. Depending on the band level, like when I first took over as pipe major, like I was one of those that like don't touch your shit. But I was new, and it took me a hell of a lot longer to tune people. Like at this point, like I don't care what you do. Like I can get you tuned in 60 seconds if you with a brand new reed stick it in.
Yeah.
It would take me 60 seconds.
If your shit's remotely well set up, it takes no time.
But it's the experience of the person doing it. So like a new person couldn't do that. So when I first was learning to be a pipe major, like I wouldn't let people touch anything. Like don't touch it because it's going to take me an hour to fix you because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So that was really why we do that. And a lot of people are dealing with that where their pipe majors tell them don't touch your shit. I would rather at this point now you learn how to manipulate your shit so you can tune and set things up and you sound good and represent well regardless of you don't have to be a 478. I'm going to get you there anyway. Or whatever.
Well, and in the long run, if you get it to sounding good, the adjustments you need to get yourself from sounding good to sounding the same as everyone else are very small.
It's very minor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it might just be pushing a fucking read in.
And then, unless you have the experience to even bother, like it's just not worth the effort.
Yeah.
Just play what sounds good. It doesn't matter. So anyway, yeah. So it's important to always represent well because people are gonna say shitty things about your instrument and it sucks.
Well, and that ties back into kind of our semi-pseudo topic of both the happy hour and this conversation of representing well.
Yeah.
We were talking with Joe obviously about marketing the band, using social media, things like that. Got a lot of best practices and tips from that session. But all of that is moot if at the base level you can't perform in the moment, because at the end of the day your band's a band. Right. I mean, there's branding aspects, and we talked a lot about branding of bands in that Patreon happy hour chat. But we've experienced this, at least in my opinion, we've experienced this where we had a content drought because what are we going to post? If the band's not performing well, we're not going to post it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we also had issues of like us, you and me, being the only people willing to be in shit.
Yeah, video-wise anyway, yeah. But like Joe did talk about in the Patreon happy hour thing that you can join if you join the Channeran Patreon and get in on next month's. But Joe did talk about, sometimes it sounds like hell, so we just take pictures.
Just take pictures.
Like
you can't hear a photo.
Yeah, put smiles on people's faces, and I'll just post that. Like that's okay. Like show people having fun. And I did like what he was talking about as far as like you're doing it for your people. It's they like to see their friends and family like to see what they're up to as well, and that's really what social media is intended for, I suppose. It's a bigger monster now, but obviously, like I think about that all the time. Like, who am I posting this for? Well, my family likes to see I'm doing shit. Like, I don't care what fucking Keegan thinks of my bag, whatever, whoever. It's my mom likes to see the shit or whoever, like whatever you don't
need me to see photos of you performing at events because I'm fucking
1,000 times.
I'm fucking there.
Yeah, you're
right?
there.
Like,
but who like my
parents,
mother asks about you guys all the time. Like she'll be like, "Oh, is Angel still in the band? I didn't see him in the concert footage." I'm like, she literally asks about people she hasn't seen in 4 years. Like, so like posting pictures of Angel or whoever is that's important. So I think Joe hit it on the head.
I think on the flip side of that, and I think one of the things that we didn't really touch on in that conversation, but is important in my mind, is not just the person who's managing content for the band and posting stuff and taking pictures at practice and all that, not just their sense of agency and involvement, but like everyone in the band needs to buy into that. You get people who are like, well, I don't see myself in videos or I don't see myself in pictures. And it's like, yeah, but were you at that event? Have you been coming to practice lately? Like, how are we supposed to get you in stuff if you're not there?
You're not in stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
I don't know that
every single one of you motherfuckers standing in that circle has a phone in your pocket.
Well, that too. I guess
take a selfie and text it to me.
Because I was thinking about that as Joe was talking about that, like, just like the people in our band thinking about the concert, like, Daniela, whoever, the various people, like, nobody ever takes pictures of anything. Like, yeah. I mean, I see Daniela hiking all the goddamn time, but she never posts pictures of her doing something in pipe band. I mean, or whatever.
I mean, a great example, right? So we did the concert. We have 7 million fantastic photos from the concert of every band member and every performance and everything. Mm-hmm. The only people I saw post anything or use any of them, and you sent the link out to fucking everybody.
I did.
The only ones I've seen use any of them are you, me, and Isla.
Yep.
I haven't seen anybody else use any of those fucking photos.
Yeah, it's like just like take what you want, use it for what you want.
We
But
paid for these.
yeah, like
There's
a lot of really nice shots of you people.
We paid for these and we shared them to all of you. Like, fucking use them. Be proud of being in a band. Post shit.
Yeah, it's so quick. It's amazing how quickly people move on. Like I saw a band member post video of probably somebody, I assume it's their boyfriend, was in the audience and took pictures or video or whatever, and shitty typical cell phone in a dark room with no light, good light, and
from,
blah blah blah.
from 100 feet away.
Yeah, it was terrible. I'm like, we have a lot of really great shots of you. Like,
It takes
why
you
you're not
5 minutes to scroll through the Google Drive and take what you want. Like,
I don't understand that, but I don't know. Like people move on very quickly. Like again, that's the part. We're all over the place here, but that I think about streaming versus recording and posting later. And you could argue back and forth, but one of the things on that I think is that like there's an example of somebody like in the moment, this is what they share because it's in the moment. Where after the fact, it's like, whatever. And I think people's mentality sometimes is that way. It's like, oh, the streaming thing sometimes hits because they feel like it's in the moment, as opposed to like, well, I'll watch that later and then never get back to it.
yeah, I mean, it's that kind of push and pull between quality and immediacy, right?
Yeah.
Like, so there's some advantages to immediacy, especially in, fucking pea-brained, losing your concentration every 60 seconds world that we live in.
Correct.
I've always aired, and this is just personal preference, I'm not saying it's correct or incorrect, I've always aired on the side of quality. Like if something's going to go out, I'd rather it come out 4 days later. Good.
Sure. And I get that because I'm definitely a quality guy, but there's also like that first mover advantage. I mean, if in a way you could think of it that way, where it's like, hey, people are hot now, meaning like the band members, we just did the thing, they're all worked up about it, give them a week and they're like thinking about Christmas. Like,
I mean,
totally
I would have loved to
spend
like the whole fucking day of the concert populating the Vegas Pipe Band Instagram story. I think stories are really fun and you get good engagement on those. I'm helping run a concert. Like, like if you had a kilt on at that event, you didn't have time to do shit.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it was, And in that moment, the way that I reconcile that in my mind is like, yeah, I capture what I can. Obviously, we do have, we had people taking video, we had people taking photos, which is always a great fucking idea. Like, don't count on your band members to do it in that kind of a setting because they're going to be in their head freaking out about music.
Right.
My bigger obligation in that moment is a good performance to the paying audience.
Sure.
And so that becomes a thing where it's like, yeah, we could have tried to set up live streaming shit, but at the end of the day, any level of complication that makes it a worse experience for the paying audience, it has to be target of opportunity. It can't be a primary target.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. Well, this goes back to if people were competent in their music and they weren't doing anything, and that's their only job was to do music,
you'd have a lot more fun at the concert.
Well, for sure, but you'd also have a lot more time on your hands where it's like you're not sitting there panicking like, all right, like you're sitting backstage, like, right, we're about to walk out and you're thinking through the tune.
Yeah,
like,
you're working the music.
Like, I'm not doing that ever. Like,
no, we
like,
barely we didn't even have to do long tuning sessions, really.
No, not really. Again, because we're, we had people that are in and out, but as you're coasting into the performance, that's the idea. But
I mean,
like
but
those
also,
people could have been like, hey, let's take a picture backstage. I'm not worried about it. Like, I have mental space to do other things.
That's also the difference between, like, you look at the day of the concert, right?
Yeah.
And I cannot think of anybody that was busier during that entire event than you, me, front of house, back of house.
Correct.
Yeah. Like we were fucking running around because we knew what to do and we're just keeping it moving.
And we had to do it all in one day.
Yeah, we got to do it all in one day.
Yeah.
But there was no point to where we were like freaking out.
No.
Like we were in between sets, like having a beer. I mean, we definitely didn't drink beer at the library. No. Having a beer with Isla, like having a beer and like sipping a flask, like just shooting the shit and like talking about stuff and like, oh yeah, oh shit, we're back up in 5. Let's grab our stuff.
Yeah. And
that's just the difference between that level of comfort, right? Like if you've got the music part down, you can have more fun, which is always nice. This goes back to kind of dojo mentality of once you've mastered the instrument, you're free to create.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've mastered the instrument, but I fucking certainly mastered those sets that we played at the concert. I had no worries about any of those sets.
Yeah. There's it's a thing. Like you free up brain space by being competent and comfortable with your your job, which is in this case music, like knowing the music, but you can learn a lot more about that if you attend the Pipe Major Symposium at the Piper's Dojo, because Richard Parks talks a lot about that.
Yeah.
The importance of knowing, being comfortable and with your music. And so go to chanarant.com/.
Are you going to be? Are you been going as an attendee, or are you working?
I am. Doogie's allowing the LVPB to attend if we want.
Ooh, so I should probably block out that time.
Yeah, if you want to attend.
I'd love to attend.
I offered it to Jeremy as well if he wants to go.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuckface will never go. So.
Well, I think we're kind of getting to the end of the episode. Do you have any final thoughts? Mine's going to be a call to action regarding content stuff. If you want to know where my head's going to go, I don't know if you want to throw anything in on that, but
you go first then. I don't know.
Yeah, you can finish us off. You can finish me off anytime. After that conversation with Joe and Cobra was in there, we had some good talks. A lot of people that I think are doing a great job at promoting their bands. I think that what I would like to end this episode on is a call to action to people who listen to the show. Not just the patrons who were on that conversation, but really everybody. Become involved in this aspect of your band somehow. And it could be you're going to take over managing pages, making sure that they look good, making sure that you're posting at least like once a week. It doesn't have to be fucking crazy. Like it's not a full-time job as a band social media manager. But done's better than perfect. One is more than zero.
Right.
So, if you're listening and you're like, you know what, my band's social media sucks, do something about it. It's not hard. You have a phone, put it on portrait mode, take pictures at practice.
Right.
Just start there, if nowhere else.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would say is if you're a band member and someone is trying to do that for your band, figure out how you can help.
Sure.
Whether it's, hey, do you need me to post for something? Hey, I had an idea for this. Let me text it to you, because everybody likes getting ideas. Sometimes the fucking well runs dry, like it happens. Or, you're playing something, take a fucking selfie and text it to that person so that they can post it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would be willing to bet most pipe band leaders, if you asked to be an admin on their Facebook so you could do things, would let you.
In a heartbeat.
Like, they'll probably tell you, like, all right, you just got to use our font and you got to, like, don't say the F word or whatever. Like,
yeah,
you might need, some.
Most of it could be explained in 15 minutes.
Yeah, correct. But I mean, chances are they're going to be like, hell yeah.
Yeah, man, because it's something that needs to be done. And your pipe major, your pipe sergeant, your drum sergeant, the president of your band, the vice president of your band have other shit to do.
They would love help.
If you're looking for a way to be involved in your band, and maybe you're social media savvy, maybe you're not, maybe you just like taking pictures, do it for your band, man. Like, do it for them. You don't have to be on the board. You don't have to be a leadership position. You can say, hey, one of the ways that I help aside from playing is I do this.
Right.
So that's my call. I want to see better band content in 2022. I want to see people killing the fucking game.
I like it. I agree. And just like we talked about a couple weeks ago, like, be a plus, not a minus.
Yep.
And get out there and support. Show support to your band by doing stuff. Whatever that is. It could be just as simple as taking pictures and sending it to the guy that runs the social media, like Joe. They do for him. He does the control stuff, but people send it to him.
Yeah, people send him stuff all the time.
Here's a cool picture I took of you guys doing something silly. Oh, well, sure, I'll post it. So yeah, absolutely, I agree with you. Do something. Do anything.
Episode title: Do anything.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you all for listening to this episode of the Chan and Rant Podcast, episode number 186. Fusco, thank you for joining today. Pretty tight little episode. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and play us out.